Good afternoon, Willimantic, USA. It is yet another edition of State of the Art with Chris Beaudry here on 95.3 FM and 1400 AM WILI. Good company. I want to say hello right off the bat to my good friend, the man behind the scenes, the Wizard of Oz, so to speak. That is J. Matt Rupar. J. Matt, what's going on?
How we doing, Chris?
I'm doing excellent, man. And, I put you to work last week, and it was so fun having a live band in studio. I figured, why not invite him back?
I like that idea.
On top of that, we sold out around the time of last week's show. We sold out the first night of the Connecticut Blues Society co-sponsored event happening at the River Room on January 30th. We had to add a second night, and so we have done just that. So if you were one of the unfortunate folks who was unable to secure their tickets for night one, Friday, January 30th, you are now able to purchase tickets for a second night by popular demand on Saturday, January 31st. And of course, the wonderful musicians featured that evening will be Brant Taylor, accompanied by the great Mickey Seretny on harmonica, and also Ramblin' Dan Stevens from Old Lyme, who has been nationally touring and has a great nonprofit around music, Nightingale Cafe in Old Lyme. And it was a great interview last week because we had featured artist at the River Room, Braden Sunshine, and we surprised him with one of his childhood mentors who happened to be Dan Stevens. So a real special moment. And then, of course, their live performance on air was special as well. So you're going to get to hear a repeat encore performance on the second half of our show today after the news and sponsor announcements. But first, before we appease your oral appetite there with music, we're going to talk about something that is a gustatory staple here annually now, happening, I believe this is our fourth or fifth year? Fifth year of Taste Two Towns. Taste, the number 2, and towns.com, taste2towns.com. It is, of course, Mansfield and Wyndham's Restaurant Week, a collaborative effort of the Willimantic Downtown Neighborhood Association, the Mansfield Downtown Partnership, the Town of Mansfield, and the Town of Wyndham. And I have some very special guests in the room today, including the Lifetime Achievement Award recipient from the 2026 Crazy Awards,
2025.
Is it? 2025 Crazy Awards. It happened in December, right?
Yes.
And you walked away with a great honor and well-deserved honor because all of the work you've done over the past decades. Of course, I'm talking to Mr. David Wollner of Main Street Cafe, or Willimantic Brewing Company, as you may know it, here on Main Street in Willimantic. And I also have Chris McNaboe, the chair of the Willimantic Downtown Neighborhood Association. We may have some other special guests in the episode, but for now, I have two heavy hitters here of the Taste Two Towns. Welcome to the show, you both.
Thank you.
Thanks, Chris.
And Chris, why don't you lead off and tell us a little bit about the year 5 of Taste Two Towns. I think it's a banger year. We have the most participants of any year so far. I think Wyndham, I'm going to say it, is leading the charge in restaurant enrollment. So we're super excited on this side of the pond, but also Mansfield. They have some wonderful options. Talk a little bit about what's new and what's going on this year, Chris.
Well, you just summed it up. I mean, 5 years of work trying to get folks involved in this has really paid off, and now to have 28 restaurants interested in participating is really great for our townsfolk that want to sample lots of different food. And it wouldn't all happen unless we had some great sponsors. So I think it's important that we say how important the town of Wyndham sponsorship is, and Eastern Connecticut State University, and the other sponsors that we've had. And there's still time to be a sponsor, by the way, if you haven't decided to do that. We have lots of other folks. But it's a great event that brings people together at a time of year that's rather slow for the industry. We pride ourselves in the amount of advertising we can do for these businesses, and that's a tribute to the fact that when you aggregate your money together for a particular cause, it goes farther. And that's what we've done with this sponsorship and for these restaurants. It's really important that the restaurants are seen in a really positive light after all the things that have happened to them business-wise. So we want to make sure that they look good, that they're well prepared, and we've spent quite a few months now helping them to think about the kinds of things they could offer and what might really attract a crowd. We're very happy to partner with the Mansfield Downtown Partnership. They're wonderful on this, and they have worked hard to get the Mansfield restaurants, and we've got some great restaurants from Wyndham Willimantic that are joining us. It's the first year for Apollo Pizza out in South Wyndham. They haven't done it before, and they're huge supporters of the Wyndham community, and we're glad that they were able to join us this year. Silk City Coffee, being new to the neighborhood, is also first time out, and they are very excited to showcase some of their food items now that they just are kicking off with this Taste Two Towns event. It's a great way to showcase it. We have
Tony's is their first time entrant.
Yep.
Tony's Pizza.
Tony's Pizza is their first time, and we hope that and Blondie's
Blondie's
is their
Diner,
first
Good Times Coffee,
and
first
Good
time,
Times
yeah.
Coffee. So there's a couple, and there might even be one or two more, but we're hoping that people really take advantage of this, because restaurants are going to showcase things they may not have on their menu at any other times of the year, and or put them together in a way that is more of a tapas kind of a menu, which is always a great way to try new things that you haven't ever had before. So if you're a little bit shy about trying new things, this is a good thing to do, to come out and try different menus. And also go to Mansfield, because Mansfield's got some great restaurants too, and you might do a switch back and forth with your dining partners, so that you get to pick one night, and then a friend or whomever you dine with picks the other night, so you try something that you haven't ever done before, just like the mayors do.
Yeah, and the mayors, Tom DeVivo and Antonia Moran of Mansfield, they get together and they choose one restaurant. I'm not sure if they choose in the opposite town or if they choose in their town, but...
Tony said it was the opposite town.
The opposite. So Tony's
Right.
going to choose for Wyndham and Tom's going to choose for Mansfield, and they attend lunch or dinner with each other just to kind of kick off an official start to the restaurant week, or whenever they choose to dine. But I'm looking at a menu right now, and I want to jump right into the food offerings, because the food, this menu from Woolly Brew looks absolutely amazing, and there's truly something for everyone here. So I do want to also talk about the award that you were bestowed at the Restaurant Association Awards, but first let's talk about the meat and potatoes, like literally what you have on your menu at Woolly Brew for Taste Two Towns, David.
Well, so this is the 5th year we've been doing that, and in previous years we've run some specials that we thought maybe a little outside the box of what we normally would do. In previous years also, it was a little bit later in the year. It was more into mid-February, so we had done a New Orleans theme.
The muffaletta sandwich.
With the
I remember that,
muffaletta and etouffee and those kinds of things. So, but we did find, and it was a suggestion, from some of the restaurant owners, to back it up into the end of January and the beginning of February, because again, we didn't want to overlap with Valentine's Day.
There's a lot going on. Yeah.
Right.
Just again, it's at that time of the year when people just tend to coop up inside. And as a restaurateur for almost 29 years now, we'll be on February 8th. We'll have been there.
Amazing.
It's never really recovered since COVID. It's been tough. People don't go out as much. They don't stay out as late. And I understand that it's expensive to go out. But this is a way to support, both towns, businesses that do support their communities with their own community efforts of, fundraising. I mean, most restaurants contribute a lot to the community.
Big time.
With fundraising
Well,
events.
I want to thank you again on air for, I think it was almost $1,000, the 5% that you donated to the Rise Against Hunger from the Thursday and Friday preceding up, that helped propel them past their goal of $5,800. I think they donated $7,000, and it was thanks to the restaurants. And then also Trigo, around the time of Christmas, they did $1 for every pizza, and in 1 week I think it was $550-something.
Right.
So that equates to 550-something pizzas that were, help for the Covenant Soup Kitchen to do things. So the restaurants in town, I think, especially in Willimantic, are extra giving, and thank you.
Well, and again, we wouldn't be around if it wasn't for our community.
Absolutely.
So you just don't want to just give back. I mean, we support everybody in this town. And again, people say, "Oh, another restaurant's opening. It's going to ruin your business." I said, absolutely not. More is better. Yeah. Why give people a reason to go out to Manchester where there's 5,000 restaurants?
Right.
Many of them are the same. Or you can come to Willimantic or go out to Mansfield and try some unique places. These are all small businesses. These aren't chain restaurants that we're promoting. This is people that live in your community, have bought houses here, pay taxes here. Teacher, maybe they're coaches even. I mean, everybody that is involved in these industries, especially in the restaurant and hospitality industry, they're your neighbors.
Yeah.
And they know that it's tough. So, again, we came up with this 3-course menu had done some things in the past, came up with some new ones. We have some gluten-free options. We have some vegan options. We have a twist.
Take us through the cedar plank maple salmon. I mean, I'd say that and my mouth starts watering. I mean, paint the picture of this menu special to Taste Two Towns Restaurant Week at Willie Brew.
So we can start off if you're going to do all three courses. We have sort of an appetizer course. One of them could be whipped ricotta with pistachios, with grilled brewer's bread, maybe a roasted beet salad, or twin Nashville hot chicken sliders.
That beet salad picture that you feature on the website, the Taste Two Towns, is a great image, and that made me want to go right now and eat. So that was
that's with blue cheese crumbles and candied walnuts and fresh beets. It's a great salad. It's a meal almost unto itself.
Yeah.
And then you can switch off to the main course where we do offer the cedar plank salmon. We soak We soak cedar boards in water to get them all nice and moist. We put the piece of salmon on it. We stick it in the oven. We bake it. It draws the moisture and some of the flavor from the cedar into the salmon. It's accompanied with garlic mash, or roasted garlic mashed potatoes and grilled asparagus, or meatloaf. A nice family favorite.
Perfect winter food.
Nice,
hearty.
Hearty meat, good beer gravy that we put together. Yeah. Or Dijon rosemary bone-in pork chop. We ran a couple specials this weekend with it. It's a nice piece, and it's filling, and it's, again, very savory. And a nice portion. You're going to be full after that.
I'm going to eat it. I know it's not restaurant week yet, but right after this show, I will be at Willie Brew because this is literally making my mouth water.
We also have a vegetarian chicken parmesan using it's called Molly's Chicken, which is very good, very popular.
Very good.
So we'll be doing a parmesan with that, and we can do it even with vegan cheese.
So what's the base of the chicken? Is it like seitan?
It's that type of product, mushroom.
Mushroom. Yeah, nice.
And then you have your choice of dessert: sticky toffee pudding with real whipped cream, our chocolate mousse, which we make so much of that. It's so good. It's good on everything. Actually, we even came up with a dip one time, used it as a dip, and then we took our nacho chip crackers, tossed them in a fajita seasoning, so you get the spicy and the sweet.
Yeah, that's great.
That won't be available this week, but we also make our own tiramisu, and we'll be doing vegan apple pie.
Vegan apple pie.
So if you went and ordered the choice of 3, you get a choice from each one of those courses, $35. Does not include tax and tip.
Yeah.
And if you wanted to, for an additional $10, we can pair each of those courses with a beer, wine, or a cocktail, specifically chosen to sort of match what the food would be. So I know, like, with one of the courses, we're serving our Saison, which is a Belgian-style ale. It's a little bit spicy, a little bit of sweetness, and just a unique flavor that would go so well with any of those choices.
I think I'm mistaken. So the beverage pairings, each course gets a beverage?
That's correct.
So what are the sizes of the beverage? 6, 4?
Anywhere between 4 and 6 ounces,
depending on the type of
whether it's a wine or a cocktail.
Right. I thought that was an additional 10 for like a single pint, but you're getting 3.
It's something to pair with each of those courses, so you have a little bit of something.
So, folks, you're hearing quite literally what separates Taste Two Towns Restaurant Week apart from your everyday dining experience at these different restaurants. For a prefix price, $35. Cedar plank, I mean, just the overhead of securing the cedar planks and the extra labor that goes into it. I mean, you're getting a super value for your dollar. And then for an additional $10 at Willie Brew, not every restaurant is going to do a beverage pairing per se, but the menus are going up in the next couple days, I think, in our planning meeting.
I think so. Within the next, the next 3 days they'll be up.
Yeah. So, folks, I mean, you'll see this menu among others on taste2towns.com. And we are in the studio currently with WDNA, Willimantic Downtown Neighborhood Association Chair Chris McNaboe, and founder and restaurant manager going on 3 decades and recent award recipient from the Crazies. That's the Connecticut Restaurant Association Awards. What was the official award title that you were bestowed, David?
Hall of Fame. It's like a lifetime achievement award.
And where can people see that on display at the restaurant now?
It's behind the bar, up between some of the local liquor bottles.
So 29 years, And
This location.
location, right? So you started off in the where the current ACT Performing Arts High School
Yes,
is?
it was the Capitol Theater. There was a business there called Combos, and actually the owner used to be a DJ here at the radio station.
Oh, wow.
And so my ex-wife and I, we basically bought the business from her. And then
Was Combos a food business?
It was a food business. It was like
Cafe?
a little ice cream coffee shop.
Okay.
And then we became Ice Cream Coffee Shop Deli. This goes back to 1991. And
I remember playing lots of games sitting in that deli while waiting for our food and waiting for the rest of our friends to arrive. You had a lot of board games and things that we could
exactly.
occupy our time with. It's great.
it was, a learning experience for sure. And we had gourmet coffee. We had espresso and cappuccino before everybody and their brother did it. We were ahead of that trend. We had 24 different flavors of ice cream. We had sugar-free ice cream. $1.10 for 2 scoops on a cone.
Wow.
And I also remember our
90s.
deli sandwiches.
90s.
Yeah, our deli sandwiches were like $2.95. It came with a bag of chips. But that,
The best tuna ever. I remember that.
thank you. So that was though the starting point. I kept my full-time job, and then
Which was what?
I worked for an
Prior to
audio
restaurant.
visual company, AV Associates, and they were out of stores.
Oh, interesting.
Nice family-owned business. I started in college and continued up until 1995.
Wow.
So the Victorian Lady was owned by somebody called Bob Burrows, and he ran a great restaurant. He was part of the Brownstone Restaurant Group in Hartford, and he was also into antiques. And he decided that antiques was something he wanted to continue to pursue, so he just shut the restaurant down.
Wow.
We were regulars of his place, so we talked to him about potentially moving Main Street Cafe there. So we signed a lease with him, went in, opened up, and we became a craft beer bar in 1994, selling craft beer similar like what the Bidwell was doing.
But not producing in-house.
But not
like you
producing
are
in-house.
currently,
We were looking to put a brewery in that location, but with the apartments above, it would
Too
have been
much, yeah.
would have been an issue. So we kept looking around for a lot of years. We looked in Norwich. We looked, in Putnam. We definitely wanted to be here. And then the DeVivos, Mary Lou and Jim, purchased the old post office building on February 14th, Valentine's Day, 1996. And they were regular customers of ours at 877 Main Street, the old Victorian Lady. So we struck a deal, signed a lease, and started the rehab. Jim sadly passed away about a month after. And it took us, so they bought it February 14th, 1996. We opened February 8th, 1997. So it took virtually a year to renovate a post office and turn it into a restaurant and brewery.
But it's perfect now because the brewing tanks that you have, you need high vaulted ceilings for those things. I mean, you need to climb a ladder just to access them and put your grain and whatnot in them. So how would you have done that at the Victorian Lady? You wouldn't have had to.
It would have been
able to have.
Well,
the
it would have been a
operation.
smaller system because you build your system based on the amount of people you think that are going to be drinking it.
Right,
Plus, at the time, there was only 2 types of brewing licenses. You could manufacture beer and package it and sell it through distribution. Like if I bought a keg from a brewery, it typically came through a distributor.
Sure.
Or you could manufacture on site and only sell it on site.
Sure.
So I couldn't package and send my beer to a package store or send it to anybody else to pour. Those laws have changed.
That excludes growlers, though, right? You can send people.
And even that
growlers,
wasn't
but
legal.
Even at the time,
we had to get the law changed for that.
So, David, I want to ask you this: as a longtime restaurateur, going on 3 decades, making it past the first year in a restaurant is sometimes the most critical and make or break time window. And I'm thinking we just celebrated a 1-year anniversary at Twins Pizza over there on that's North Wyndham, yeah. And so they made it past the first year, but a lot of restaurants, they'll just not anticipate the runway that it takes, either financially or trying to build their brand to have enough people to sustain them and their overhead and their bills and whatnot. You obviously weathered many, many storms over 30 years. What advice would you give to a new restaurateur, especially in a changing atmosphere where there is now legal marijuana, recreational marijuana? People may not be drinking as much, so I know the margins are higher for alcohol than food normally. What kind of what tidbits would you give gems that you would give to new restaurateurs getting in the industry nowadays?
Well, one of the tougher things that I didn't have to deal with for a lot of years is social media.
Yeah.
I remember when we were at 877 that Hartford Current did a review on us, and they were right about a lot of it, but they were mean also. Yeah. And we got busier after that because people came on and said, your food's not as bad as they said it is. No such thing as
bad press. Yeah.
And, we want to support you. We don't want to see you go away because back then, if you got one of those reviews, it could be the beginning or the end of your restaurant.
Sure, yeah.
There's no doubt that you need to have a lot more money in the bank to compensate for slow times.
Absolutely.
And I think most restaurants, they open with, maybe like 2 months worth of money to save up to make sure, that they can weather the storms. And especially this time of year when we have storms and nobody comes out, it's hard if you can't make payroll, but you got to make payroll because everybody deserves to get paid. And you have all this product that you have to throw out because you purchased it thinking it was going to be a normal week.
Yeah, right.
So you need to have, I hate to say it, you have to have deep pockets. Mm-hmm. And
like what, 6 months worth of reserves?
It feels like that these days.
Yeah. Right.
And since COVID, you drain the bank accounts trying to make things work, and they don't go up as fast.
Yeah.
And I get it. A lot of things changed. Older folks, such as myself, I'm 65. I don't go out as much as I used to, and I don't stay out as long as I used to, and I don't imbibe as much as I used to.
Right.
So you multiply that times one of the largest generations we have around here, and so if you lose 20 customers a day, you start to feel it. So you have to reposition. You have to be smart. You got to keep looking at your menu, not just saving on food costs, but labor is a big part of it. Minimum wage just went up again.
Almost 17
Right.
now. Yeah.
So you have to really try to, focus on the things that you can control. You can't control the weather. You can't control the politics. But you can control how you meet and greet people. And again, doing fundraising events, that's a terrific way to engage, with the public and remind them that, they are a vital part of your business just as you're a vital part of their community.
Well, it seems like you do a lot of outside-the-box thinking with your offerings, different events that pair with beer. I know Bev York has done some historical things.
Party with the
Ronnie
President
does a lot. Even Keith C. Rice from WILI and I-98 here has done collaborative kind of events. But you're thinking outside the box, and I think restaurateurs have to be able to pivot quickly. They have to be able to assess what works and what doesn't, and move in the direction of things that are tried and true, whether it be programming your menu or training your staff. Hospitality is number one. If you give somebody a good experience and the food is a little off, well, they may be more forgiving because the human touch, the human element, having a good server really makes or breaks an experience too, and making sure that the guest is feeling taken care of, and the check-ins at the table, 2-bite, 2-minute rule, stuff like that, right? But Chris, talk more about the collaboration between Mansfield and Wyndham and the two downtown organizations, because as David said, this is a slow time of year, and as a community organization, we're really trying to bridge gaps both for our restaurants, but using the collective purchasing power, and it's really something that only a small town can do. Like David said, the big box stores, you can guarantee that Chipotle and Five Guys are not teaming up to do a multi-organization marketing campaign. So talk a little bit about the structure and the thinking behind this partnership, especially in our university towns. You could even frame.
Well, that's the thing. We have two university towns that everybody goes home for a month and a half between Christmas and after New Year's. So we really want to make sure that the rest of the community can come out at those times. And we started Taste Two Towns this year, January 26th, and it runs January 26th to February 8th purposefully because by bumping it over a week, the universities are back, the professors are back, the students, everyone is back. Parents are driving perhaps their college students back to school, and we'll take them out to dinner. This is a great time to do it. And again, by having the feature be restaurants that are not chains, I think that makes a really big appeal because you can go anywhere and get a Chipotle, and I'm sure they're great, but you can't go everywhere and get a Red Rock Cafe meal or a Bagel Zone or Apollo Pizza. Or
Chris,
Nikki's Doghouse.
Why don't you riddle off that we have about a minute left? Let's talk. There's 20.
Those are some of the others from the other new folks that are joining us. The Farmer's Cow, and we're really happy that Mountain Dairy Creamery, others like that, which are struggling perhaps because they're first-time businesses, are going to be helped by this initiative. And in Wyndham, we're really excited about everybody that we have. Again, as David said, there's a lot of tried and true folks with Willimantic Brewing Company and Trigo, and then our newer additions, Silk City, and Paula and Jane Boba Tea Cafe. Boy, those people they know how to make a menu rock. Paula and Jane are great at it. And Apollo Pizza will really come through, I think, with lots of great stuff. A cupcake for later. They told us yesterday some of the treats they're having, and they're really, really unique. And then Manny's Mexican restaurant, El Guanajuato, they are coming out with a really nice ceviche kind of shrimp dish that's to die for. The Harp is again on board. Pho is going to join us again this year. The Fish Market said, I think they're going to feature their shrimp scampi again, and that was a big hit last year. And a lot of people don't know you can get prepared meals from the Fish Market, so that's great.
Very good.
Wings and Pies, new to us this year. They've been big supporters of events that we've run in the past, like Jingle Bars, and they're going to join us. Good Times and Blondies and Tony's. So we're really excited that it's a wide variety of people. If you want to just go in and get a grab and go, that's part of this too. You don't have to have a sit-down meal. You can get these unique experiences in a grab and go, or you can make an evening of it and sit down and have a really, really special meal. So
yeah, if folks, I'm going to say the website one more time. You should go to taste2towns.com, and that's the number 2, so taste2towns.com. And if you click on the restaurants tab, you can actually see all of the participating restaurants. And within the next few days, the menus will be released. We just had a mouth-watering preview of what you can expect at Willie Brew from David Wollner and his team. But folks, this is something really special. You're going to get a great deal, a super value for your dollar that you will not see year-round, trust me. And then obviously the certain restaurants that are doing pairings with beverages, you're going to get even more added value. So from Chris, you have
one more thing. I just want to say a shout out to the sponsors again.
Yes.
Mansfield Pediatric Dentist came on for the first time this year. Thank you so much. And Westford Hill Distillers again. Thank you, Margaret. Nikki's Doghouse is a sponsor, and David Wollner can't give you enough. So David Wollner and Willie Brew are also sponsors, in addition to Willimantic Downtown and the town of Wyndham and Eastern Connecticut State University. Those are just some of the sponsors. We've got the co-op is on board as well. So we're very, very lucky to have people that give so generously.
Zlotnick Construction too?
Oh, I didn't have that there.
And Zlotnick Construction
okay,
is
great.
back for another year.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. So thanks to my guests for joining me. Again, the website is taste2towns, taste2towns.com. And Restaurant Week happens January 26th through February 8th, 2026. And we hope to see you. Taste2towns.com. You're listening to State of the Art with Chris Beaudry. We'll be right back after these messages. And as promised, we have yet more special guests here in the studio. We went from delectable sounding menus for Taste Two Towns Restaurant Week here in Wyndham and Mansfield to some more bluesy offerings here. We have our special guest returning for an encore performance from last week's show. And of course, they are Brant Taylor, and we have Mickey Seretny, who will be joining us on harmonica. And then, of course, our fearless new leader on the board of the Connecticut Blues Society, the newest board member. You may know this because was featured in the Chronicle, I think, today, was it?
I didn't see that yet. Yes,
so I saw a preview of it online, but Patty Tuite had a great little article in the Chronicle about her appointment at the Blues Society, but also her great work in bringing more blues music offerings to our quiet corner of the state here, which sometimes, there's music, there's pockets of music everywhere, but getting the effort to bring it all together and market it as a coherent thing, I think now that you're at the Blues Society, you're really going to shine in this role. So, Patty, why don't you lead us off and talk about what you aim to do in your new position, and then for the area, being a performing musician yourself, you have a unique perspective. Give us a little bit about what you anticipate for the coming years.
Okay. Well, I was asked to join as a board member last summer because I am one of the few people in the eastern part of the state who is a performer and is involved with the Connecticut Blues Society. A lot of it is west of the river. And I'm not saying that it's all west of the river. So they wanted me to promote more stuff in this area, and I'm like, I would love to do that. That would be great. And so I came up with the idea of coming up with a concert series that would be 3 hours long with 2 acts, and And we can also promote the Connecticut Blues Society and have membership drives so that we have more members. Then we'll have more recognition of the bands that are playing here, that people can expand to different areas. The bands can come and expand to different areas. And so I see that happening about 3 or 4 times in a year. I might be able to do more as time goes on, but right now, you're my first concert in conjunction with the River Room.
And
we're gonna have
boy, oh boy, we barely, if at all, marketed the first show, and it just organically sold out.
Yeah, the word of mouth was really incredible.
With enough of a lead time that we're now able to offer a second night, and the second night is already a third sold out as of now. So this is a huge success so far. So thank you for all your hard work, and thank you to all the people out there who want to hear good live local music, particularly the blues, and all the work that Scott and Ellen Sebastian are doing.
Right.
I think they made a very wise decision in appointing you. But talk about now. You talked about your initiative bringing music multiple times a year out this way. Talk about the musicians that we have in front of us today, and your connection with them, and also what you're trying to do to make those connections between the performing artists, the venues, the organizations, and then ultimately the patrons that come and see the shows.
Right. Well, I've had long-time friendships with Mickey and Brant. And
sorry, which one's Mickey and which one's
I'm Mickey, he's Brant.
there you go.
I think.
You can tell by the radio.
Yeah.
But in fact, when I made one of my first solo albums, or my own album, Mickey was playing harmonica on it back in like 2021 or 2001, 2002.
Yes.
And so I've gone to several of the open mics that Brant had, and as you know, when you're a musician, there's this whole musician circle. If you don't know them personally, you know them by name. So I always enjoy being around these guys. And when I've heard them playing together, I was so impressed. And you're going to be impressed today, too.
Yeah. So I want to speak with the boys, but first I want to give them an opportunity to perform their first song so that we have a little context to their... If you didn't tune in last week on the show, you missed a really great performance, but you're in luck because they're here and they're doing it again. So, guys, tell us a little bit about the first song you're going to play. Jump right into it, and then we'll have a little discussion
A
afterwards.
little bit about the first song. Oh, boy.
You haven't picked one yet?
Oh, we have, sir. An old Jimmy Reed. Jimmy Reed, an old blues man. He played harp in Iraq, and he played a lot of acoustic guitar. And I was talking to Patty before the show today, and Brant out in the lobby. We just talked about a lot of the records I listened to when I was cutting my teeth, learning my chops on the harmonica. And this guy just was very influential on me. And I heard an old tune when I was about 17 or 18 years old, and I said, I always loved this song, and I'm going to play it one day. And I think we're going to play it right now.
This is that day, baby. Let's do it.
Yeah, it's called Too Much. Can't believe it or not, I love my baby too much. When she goes out, I asked her where she was going, and when she gets back, I asked her what she been doing. Too much. Oh yeah, too much. I was a jealous man, and I worry about my baby too much. I couldn't sleep at night, and I worked through the day. I worry so much that my hair's turning gray. Oh yeah, too much. I was a jealous man, and I worry about the baby too much. I'll worry a little bit now. sharing all that you got. You got a good wife, but don't you be jealous or you'll ruin your life too much. Oh yeah, too much. Don't be a jealous man and don't you worry about your baby too much. I'm going home right now. Like that.
Bravo.
May have been written by somebody else, but it sure sounds authentic to me.
Well,
So you guys sound like you have been playing together for at least 25 years. How long has it been?
25 minutes.
probably 25 minutes.
No, but I'm kind of making a half joke there because you guys did kind of get together on the fly for this performance.
Yeah,
Talk about your collaboration. Had you known each other before? I mean, you must have known about each other, but talk
Crossed
about
paths
your...
over the years a
I
handful
think
of
we
times.
met on stage
Yeah.
at Jody Shealy's Misty Meadows Blues Fest on in lovely
Yep.
Preston City, Connecticut.
Okay,
Yeah.
nice. Around what year was that?
Oh boy,
Way
10
pre-COVID,
years?
so
10
8 or
years?
10 years.
8 or
ago.
10 years.
And
ago.
were you passing ships? Like, were you in one band and you in another? And
Kind of,
passing,
sort
or
of. I
was
was
it a
at
jam
Kingpins
session?
at the
or-
time, yeah. But Brant and I, we passed like ships in the night. We
Yeah.
just never connected for
Yeah.
many
Yeah.
years. Yeah.
So how was the call or the connection made for
I'll let him
the show
tell
coming up? Yeah.
Patty had mentioned the show and everything, and I said, you know what, I haven't seen Mickey in so long, and I love to use shows as an excuse to get together with friends I haven't seen in a while.
Yeah.
So that was simple as that.
Have fun playing the music, get paid at the same time, rekindle old musical
Yeah,
relationships. That's so great.
Mr. Taylor didn't have to twist my arm too much to get me to do this too. So and Patty too. It's just like
So
and
this-
you too. when
That's
you're-
right. Yeah, we had the pleasure of playing Black Eyed Sally's
We did.
with the Kingpins.
Yep.
God, that was
Like
already.
Patty was saying, we all running the amalgam of musicians in Windham County. Just blows my mind sometimes.
And I think that's why, like the Blues Society is so effective because it's already happening, right? The network is already there. The musicians are already cross-pollinating, collaborating, working together, seeing each other at jam sessions. There's the Pine Loft jam session. There's Black Eyed Sally's. They do occasional jam sessions. Even the open mic at the River Room. You guys came after the radio last
that
week.
was
So
fun.
Terrific.
The underlying network structure of the Connecticut Blues Society is already there, but bringing it all together and putting it out there in a coherent marketing, like these cards that we've had on display at the River Room with the QR code to join the society. I mean, first of all, if you love music, you don't even have to like particularly love the blues, but if you love and support music, it's only $20 a year.
Right, and if you go to the ctblues.org, www.ctblues.org, you will be able to get emails every week about music that's going on around. And some
It's
of
like
it
the
is
super list of shows.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
super long list, and it's all the open mics. It's all of the famous people, and then also the local people.
Yeah.
So you can have a wide variety of places to go to if you are searching out music. And not all of it is like straight up blues. Some of it is more on the jazz side. Some of it's more on the funk side.
Yeah.
And so it's a lot of fun to check out who's playing every week.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not that it's exclusive, but it's a nice resource to have.
And it's so great that this whole service of the Connecticut Blues Society exists because if you're on a budget and maybe you can't afford like the higher ticket, shows at Mohegan Sun Arena, but you'll most definitely find something at a dive bar or some kind of restaurant that is free. Maybe you have a beer at the bar or dinner. But I mean, there's something for everybody, and all formats from duo, which you just heard from Mickey and Brant in the studio here, to full horn section bands and everything in between.
Yeah, that's making me think about my next concert after this, but I don't want to get ahead of myself. But we are
You can
going.
hint, right? You can hint at it.
We have planned on a a concert at the Packing House for April 11th.
Very cool.
And I want the theme for that to be dancing blues.
Yeah.
So this is going to be like a rotating, going around Eastern Connecticut with different themes for every time that we do it. We're not going to just stick with one theme. But, once something catches on, I mean, I think you should have an acoustic night once in a while anyway,
I think we will, yeah. I mean, yeah. Especially, it's so great to bring people from different parts of the state to different parts of the state to see things. I mean,
Exactly.
Some bands are based in Rhode Island and they may play in the northeast corner of Connecticut. Some bands are shoreline bands. But it's so great to have all of these different offerings and different formats and venues. And
something great that happened just last week because they had the Blues Challenge last week down in Memphis, which is where all of the states who have winners of their state challenges.
Connecticut's representing
We
in a
sent
big way.
down three different acts. One was for a band, one was for solo duo, and then one was for best self-produced CD. And so the band got into the quarterfinals. The soloist got into the semifinals, and believe it or not, Ryan Hart had a CD that he made, and it came in first. So he was the absolute winner of the entire thing. So that's great for the recognition, and it's great for the society.
Remember they had it was like Connecticut Department of Tourism or something. They had CT made.
Right.
It was like a stamp that was put on things. Well, Ryan, CT made.
Oh yeah,
and
he's a
that's
long-standing
big. Yeah.
member, and he's been down there 3 times for various things that he's done. So this is just a great feather in the cap, and hopefully I can bring him to one of the shows that are over here, and that would be great to have him.
And it would go without saying that there has already been a robust fertile ground here in Willimantic and Windham. I mean, we're looking at the posters on the wall, the Shaboo Inn, right? Music has been integral to the fabric of the area and just so well supported and cultivated. You need to cultivate audiences.
Oh, yes.
You need to, that's why the CT Blues, ctblues.org newsletter and gig calendar is so important, just to continue to be in people's line of sight that things are always going on. There's always music. I mean, you have to know where to look, though. That's the thing. So
Right.
it's, again, the importance of the Connecticut Blues Society and the energy that you're bringing to it are only going to add to literally the bottom line of performing musicians. Because if there's more, recognition of the gigs out there, then people are more inclined to go out and go see live music, spend money to either pay for a ticket if it's ticketed or support the restaurant that continues to support music. It's no easy proposition for restaurants to support music. I was just hanging out with Bruce Brown the other day, and he said a lot of my gigs are going by the wayside because what are called performing rights organizations, or PROs. In order to perform music publicly, you have to pay a licensing fee, whether you know it or not. If you're a restaurant, and you're actually treading in murky waters, dangerous waters. But some restaurants just simply can't afford it. So the restaurants that do provide live music, either they're rolling the dice or they're above water with these organizations that can send cease and desist letters, but they have to pay a fee. Like there's overhead that goes to just the concept of having live music at your restaurant. So supporting from all angles, whether it be an organization that markets or provides the music or the musicians themselves, it's all so important. So, folks, we're going to hear why it's important. I want Mickey and Brant to play another selection. You got something planned, guys?
Yeah.
Yeah. What are we going to hear?
I don't know if this is an old blues song, but we're going to do it like an old blues song. Bobby Weir died the other week, so I figured we'll kind of do a
rest
little
his soul.
thank you.
Yeah.
Nice tribute.
Deadheads, yeah.
Close enough. Yeah. Going down the road, feeling bad. It's going down the road, feeling bad. It's going down the road, feeling bad, so bad. Don't wanna be treated this way. So going where the weather suits my clothes. suits my clothes. Going where the weather suits my clothes. Oh no, don't wanna be treated this way. Go get it, Mickey. Going where the water tastes like wine. Going where the water tastes like wine. Yeah. So going where the water tastes like wine. It's so fine. Don't wanna be treated this way. So going down the road feeling bad. Going down the road feeling bad. Going down the road feeling bad, so bad. Don't wanna be treated this way. No, I don't wanna get treated this way. Don't wanna get treated this way.
Wonderful,
Actually,
wonderful,
nice.
guys.
Thank you,
Wow.
bud.
Amazing, amazing. So, I don't think we've mentioned it yet, but in order to get tickets to a Saturday, January 31st, which is our encore second performance added after the first one sold out well in advance, you're going to head over to riverroomwillie.com. And you know what? I want to give away a pair right now on air. So, 456-1400, 860 456-1400. If you're listening and you made it this far into the show, you deserve to be rewarded. So give us a call at the studio right now. You have about 5 minutes to do so, but if you give us a call, 3 minutes to do so. Time is a ticking, folks. So if you're listening now, 456-1400, 860-456-1400. Give us a call and receive 2 complimentary tickets to the Connecticut Blues Society and River Room co-presented acoustic blues evening that features, of course, our 2 wonderful musicians in studio with us now, Mickey Seretny and Brant Taylor. And Dan Stevens, Ramblin' Dan Stevens, couldn't be with us this week, but if you go on WILI Radio on YouTube, you can see his performance from last week. Of course, Dan, a troubadour of sorts in his own right. You know, he tours down to the South. I mean, he's all over the place, and him and his wife have Nightingale Cafe in Old Lyme, where he does a lot of things with live music. Have you spoken with him about his operation down there?
Not very much, but I will be doing more
You should
because I'm
definitely,
just
yeah.
getting to know him better this year. I used to go see him play years ago, but I haven't been involved with him much lately. So,
But you know, in terms of your what you're trying to do with alternative venue spaces,
Yes,
you're
yes.
I mean, you're looking for anything and everything. If somebody has a venue or something and they're interested in presenting blues, would you welcome people opening a line of contact between you?
oh,
and venues?
absolutely,
Yeah.
yes. And
How would they get in touch with you in your role as a CT Blues board member?
okay, well, you can just contact CT Blues and say that you're interested.
Yeah. So there's
I
a
also
contact form on the website. Let's see, ctblues.org.
There should be.
Well, I mean, I recommend people just go to the website and see what you're all about just to start. I mean, just poke around there because it looks like the webpage. Look at that. Ryan Hart is already featured on the homepage of ctblues.org for his self-produced CD challenge winner, Be About It. So I bet there's information on how to obtain that album, but the show listing, events, weekly schedule, the Blues Challenge coming up in 2026. They even provide scholarships to young musicians to be able
yes,
to
they have
continue
an
their studies.
educational fund for that.
What are you most excited about being a new board member of the Blues Society?
Oh gosh. Well, I am really excited about all the support that I get from the people involved. The president, Scott Sebastian, and his wife, Ellen, have been completely supportive, and all of the board members have been really helping out, too, and giving me suggestions and helping me. So I'm excited about being able to do what my vision tells me without being alone doing it.
Yeah, you
It's
got
a big deal.
Great team and a great community behind you.
Right.
What are you guys most excited about for Patty in this position?
I'm just happy that Patty's decided to take the bull by the horns,
Yeah.
and it's been a long time coming, and
Yes.
what both of you were doing. And from Patty's behalf, it's with the venues. There are no, like, for whether he's playing solo, we're playing duets, we want to bring in the sax, we're going to play as that there's creative and hopefully profitable places where these venues, and you were talking earlier about, venues that can't carry live musicians anymore. It feels like we're just getting beaten up around here, and
And I want to give a shout out to David Lefty Foster for continuing
Amen.
to bring blues to here.
Yeah.
I mean, what I'm doing
Take Me
is
to the
not of
River
the same
All-Stars.
magnitude as what he's been doing at all, but he's a good model for me to
But
try and follow in his footsteps, which are very large.
He's been around a little, and his network is it's the most
fantastic.
mind-blowing thing, and the support that he garners, and then all of the wonderful causes that he uses music to do good for, I think are unmatched. And yes, thank you, David Lefty Foster.
Yes.
And thank you for all your support. Unfortunately, we have to end the show here, folks, but riverroomwillie.com. Get your tickets for Acoustic Blues Night 2. This has been State of the Art with Chris Beaudry. We will see you next week.